Is body positivity, or the general idea of looking at the body through an aesthetic lens, the cause of my many body insecurities? Let's talk about a phrase that I've recently become intrigued with: body neutrality. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are good. Hope you are well. Body neutrality. What even is it? I'll read out a definition, but first, it'll be interesting to know what you think of my hair. Thanks once again to London Virgin Hair for sponsoring this video. I'm wearing the London middle part in 24 inches. And what I love specifically about this wig is that it's literally my throw on and go wig. Like the snug fit, the small closure makes it so convenient for when you need or when you don't want to do your actual hair, when you just want to run out the door, slap it on and you're good to go. And recently I've been all about efficiency, so big plus for this wig. And of course, the quality is great. London Virgin Hair have kindly created a discount code for us. If you use Adella at the checkout, you get 10% off any London Virgin Hair products. And the link in the description takes you to the website and automatically applies the discount for you at the checkout. So the definition. Body neutrality simply refers to prioritizing the body's function and what it can do rather than its appearance. So different to body positivity, which essentially teaches that all bodies are beautiful, body neutrality is like, no, bodies aren't beautiful. They're not ugly either. They're not something to be judged aesthetically, full stop. They're just organs with specific functions. And you know, I always say that everything comes from something. Nothing is without cause. And so when I actually think about all of my physical insecurities, I could almost always trace it back and pinpoint it down to like a specific moment of realization. Like the moment that body part went from being insignificant, purely functional, to me becoming aware of it aesthetically and becoming obsessed with it in a negative way. Most of these moments are so small that they should be insignificant. Like it's almost laughable, but yet my brain took those moments and have just run with it. Starting when I was about 9, and someone, no joke, someone poked my belly and said something like, "Oh, fatty." And no joke, that is my biggest insecurity to this day, like almost 20 years later. And that is when it started. Or when one day I randomly spotted a line on my neck, and since then have not been able to unsee it, and for some reason attribute it to like an unattractive neck. This is like at the same time as seeing people being complimented for their necks. And I swear to you, before that, I had no idea that a neck could be attractive. It sounds dumb as I say it, but now I be seeing pretty necks everywhere. Or more recently, when I spotted the faintest, what looks like stretch marks on my breasts. And now, sometimes, I'll be honest, I wear a bra to bed, despite never ever caring about the perkiness of boobs. This, at the same time, I was hearing someone like insult people for having saggy breasts. Not even my breasts, just breasts in general. And now, every time I look at my breasts, I'm like, damn. Sadly, I could go on for a while with these examples. I have an origin story for my ankles, my toes, my eyes, you name it. And now I wonder whether even trying to love those things about myself is the right diagnosis, or whether I shouldn't even give a damn about those things being beautiful or ugly. I shouldn't have an opinion on the length of my neck, but rather just the fact that my neck is doing its job. It's holding up my head, keeping me alive, and just go about my day. When I think about it, it is laughable that I have to, or that I do think about something as functional as a neck as pretty or ugly. Like to an extent, with some maybe more sexualized body parts, bum, boobs and stuff, I get it. I can wrap my head around it. But my neck? Come on, Adella. But then I thought, okay, let me challenge this new revelation. There must be a reason why body positivity is a thing. There's a reason why so many people say that it works for them, so let's explore it. As someone whose love language is words, as someone who loves a bit of positive affirmation, loves a compliment, is body positivity actually more helpful for someone like me? I'll be honest, I've never actually tried it because for me, the thought of like, well, this is how I picture it in my head, the thought of standing in front of my mirror and telling myself I'm beautiful, I cannot lie, it makes me cringe. It all feels a bit fluffy and removed from reality. And I would say I'm a bit of a realist in that sense. But is it the right remedy for a lot of people and maybe someone like me? I did read that positive affirmations are backed by science. And I know many things can be backed by science if you do the research, but apparently this is also backed by science. Studies prove that positive affirmations help activate parts of the brain that are associated with self-relating processing and reward. And positive affirmations work, the studies say, because of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to restructure itself and rewire itself whenever it recognizes like a need for adaptation. Basically, the brain can get to a point where it confuses reality with imagination. Now, obviously, in some cases, this will be a bad thing. But in the case of repeating affirmations, your brain can begin to accept it as a fact. And like I said, rewiring the brain to accept things as fact might be dangerous in some cases, but I think in such a subjective case like body image and how beautiful your body is, especially when a lot of us have a negatively warped and I guess incorrect view of our bodies currently, this sounds like a plus to me. But then I think about all the body parts I would have to constantly affirm and all the things that have to rewire in my brain. And I just think, that is long. Right now, I told you I'm in my efficiency bag. And honestly, right now, pursuing body neutrality seems like the most efficient solution for me. Like when there's already 1,155 things to think about in a day, especially if like me, you are adulting and struggling mentally. No, I'm joking. But if you are like busy, it's long. And so if I could remove something, and arguably that something being the thing that sadly takes up most of my brain space, most of my thoughts on a bad day, if I could just remove that, because I just don't think of my body at all, other than its function, imagine how much richer my life would be. Imagine not thinking that happiness lies on the other side of a flat stomach, on the other side of a snatched waist. Because if I'm being really honest with myself, that has been my belief for like the last 15, 20 years. That being said, I know that is easier said than done. And I made this video partly because I found it interesting, but partly because, as with a lot of my other videos, it was like a message to myself. Part of me, sad to say it, but part of me, if I'm being honest, doesn't feel hopeful that this will work. Like, will it just be one of many tactics that I've tried for many different things in my life, for the many ways I self-diagnose? Like, is this just going to be another one that I just try and then discard? And then, if we're really unpacking it, Adella, Afadi, deep down, do I even want to feel neutral about my body? Or do I really want to feel like every limb and curve and organ and dip and lump on my body is chef's kiss? However, chef's kiss, to me, is snatched. So you see the problem. You see my dilemma. However, there needs to be a solution, because going back to that quote, did I make it up or did I find it? I don't even know. I can't keep believing that happiness is on the other side of this flat stomach or whatever it is, because also that's not true. Because I always, I talk about it in a recent video, I always look back at my body a year ago and say, wow, you looked great, Adella. Wish you would have enjoyed that body when you had it. Fast forward to the present, and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm not enjoying the body and I'm not happy. But I know for a fitty fact that in a year's time, I will look back on my body today and say, Adella, you look great and you should have enjoyed your body. So that statement isn't true, because if and when I do get that snatched body, will I even recognize it? Will I even enjoy it? Let me know where you stand on the whole body neutrality, body positivity thing, because I'm interested, and I know my subscribers, you're gonna have stuff to say. And if you feel like you resonated with this video, go to my comment section, because I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll say it forever. I have the smartest, loveliest subscribers, and so I am, diagnose me, baby. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Check out some of my other beauty related videos right here, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Love ya. Mwah.